giving me this opportunity to share some of my testimony. I've been trying to write it for a long time, but it's really not that easy to write about, and I just think it'll be a lot easier with your biblical understanding and your solid faith to help make my message the message that I would like people to know that I'm trying to get it across. You have that spiritual understanding that is needed for this type of a message. So I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Daniel.
Thanks. Thank you, Carolyn. I want to begin at the beginning, and prior to this show, we've talked about how we were going to approach this, and I'm really excited about the way we're approaching this because I look forward to hopefully having you on several times to move through a lot of the information that you have, because there's no way, and for those of you that are listening, you'll understand once we get into this, there is absolutely no way to communicate her story in 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Her story is jam-packed with experiences. As a matter of fact, you could say 3 lifetimes in one for the amount of experiences that she has had. So I want to begin in the beginning, and to preface what she's going to tell us, I want to read a verse out of the Bible, which I believe gives credibility to what she is going to share. And it comes from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1. Beginning in verse 4, it says, "The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth from the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." And in that verse, what God is telling Jeremiah is that really there was some kind of pre-birth experience. He says, "Before I formed you in the belly, I knew you." And there's no other detail given as to what that looked like. What did it look like for God to know Jeremiah? What was that experience all about? Jeremiah may have not even known what that experience was about. But nonetheless, the Bible is clear that God knew Jeremiah before Jeremiah was formed in his mother's belly. And with this said, I'm going to let Carolyn begin us on her personal journey, her memories regarding her life. So go ahead, Carolyn, and take us on our journey.
This is part of my testimony that only a few people have heard, because it is kind of, a lot of people don't feel like it fits into typical Christianity. And I haven't wanted to distract anybody away from Jesus Christ and that solid foundational truth about him. And we'll be getting more into that and why I know he's real and why it's so important to me to get that message out. But with Daniel's help, I think that it's significant to be able to talk about my first memories, which were actually before I was born. And the reason that I think it might be important is because the message here is that we are very, very important to God. We do have a Heavenly Father, the creator of the universe. We're all individual. We're even different than individual snowflakes. That God created each and every one of us with a special purpose in mind. He gave us a spiritual name. None of us have the same name. None of us have the same purpose. We're all just so very, very special to our Heavenly Father. And none of us are less loved than another. That we are His creation. And that's something that Lucifer, Satan, does not want humanity to know. Doesn't want them to know how special they are. So my first memory was, I don't remember, I always called it the heavenlies. I don't remember much about them, about it like before. What I do remember is everything was full of life. Everything was light. Everything that was living was connected to God Himself. He was everywhere. He was in everything. His presence was His presence was like life, this energizing life. It was the life that we were in the heavenlies. There are many other people. I call them people because they look like people in the heavenlies. Well, I got a call. His voice. It's like you can feel him and see him. You can't see him physically like a person, but it's like he's so strong and present that it's like you know him. You almost see his face. But there was a call that there was something important that he wanted me to do. I was to report to a certain place in the heavenlies. I reported there. There was a counselor there. I might as well just consider him to be like an angel, although he didn't look like a lot of people think of angels as being very, very tall. He was an average height man, average build, dark hair. He was my representative before God to present an offer to come to this earth, that there were, at a certain place and time on earth, individuals were being sent in. And this particular mission, I don't know, I don't really want to call it a mission. I don't really know what else to call it right now, but it was just an opportunity that I was told it was, my personality suited it. I didn't have to do it. But God, I had a feeling that God wanted me to do this. He was hoping that I would take this opportunity. I was shown, shown several different types of lifetimes that a type of human, that humans can have, people can have. And one was very easy, one was a medium lifetime, and one was a very, very difficult one. And what I was told, this was the one that I was most suited for, that it would be equivalent to what three human beings would experience in one lifetime. It was going to be a lifetime so full of experiences that it would be like having three people's worth of lifetime experiences in one lifetime. I was told it'd be very difficult, and that God would need to intervene and help me at times. So before I said yes, it was like if you've ever pictured being out west, and a lot of people maybe listening to this program will be out west, but I've never been out there and seen this, but this is how it was in how the heavenlies, how God opened the heavenlies to show me this. It's like I was standing on a plateau up high above a open expanse of like land on earth, just nothing out there. But I was high up looking out, and then it was like a screen sort of thing appeared in the sky where it showed me what my family would be like, what my experiences in this life would be like, and some of the obstacles that I would have to overcome. Wow. I saw it all. I don't remember it all, but I remember certain parts of it that have been like my life here, that helps me know that I'm on track at times, or many times I'm not sure I am, but I saw this, I recognized that it was a challenge, and I agreed that, yes, I'd want to do it. But my personality there in the heavenlies was the personality that I am now, except I'm much more humble now. I thought if I had determination enough to do something, I could do it no matter what. And I was determined that, yes, I'll do this. It was a blessing to be offered this, but it was like a gift from God. It was like He wanted to gift me with the opportunity. And He let me know He'd be there to help me. Well, I was hoping that I would not need His help, and I actually believed that I wouldn't need His help. So I found out a lot differently after this life. It was very, very, very hard. So that's my last memory in the heavenlies. But I cannot tell you how beautiful it was, how strong God's love is for each and every single one of us. That's what I came out of with that experience. If it isn't real, I can't say it wasn't real, because I will say this part. There have been times in my life I have needed God to help me out. He has supernaturally saved me Even before I was out of the evil organization, I have had angelic help. And several times in my life, that same counselor person, angel, that was my advisor, has shown up in my dreams to warn me of something that was going to happen and tell me what to do. One other time he came to me and told me why God allowed something to happen in my life, which made perfect sense. You know, but the dreams have been short, and I haven't had any. It's been years since that's happened. Also, the same being appeared in a friend of mine's dream to tell her at one point in my life that my life was in danger, and actually showed her where I was living. That's a whole nother story. But so I have to think that there's a good chance that those memories were real.
Wow. And thank you so much, Carolyn, for introducing us like that. This is a beautiful story. And